If you feel like giving up, don't do it. I've got some encouragement for you right after Jason Gray, and I'm going to let it go. Good morning and welcome into the Lifeline Morning Show. I'm Steven. Thanks so much for hanging out with me. I love getting your day started off on the right foot. And today I'm using this quote. I do not give up. I never give up, for there is nothing in this entire world that is irrevocably unchangeable. I love that. As long as you've got air in your lungs, you have a chance to do something amazing. And I know sometimes it feels like the world is stacked against you. Like there's a brick wall between where you are and where you want to be. You know, that better self, that better you, because life. There are circumstances and situations that just rise up and it's like, whoa, I feel like I can't win for losing. When it rains, it pours. When it's bad, it gets worse. I understand. I've been there too. But you've got to stay strong. Why? Well, because there are a few verses I want to bring to your attention. Romans 8:31 says, "What shall we say about such wonderful things as these? If God is for us, who can ever be against us?" That's right. God is for you. As a follower of Christ, He is on your side, equipping you to do every good work He's called you to. So remember that. And yes, He is with you every step of the way. I love 2 Corinthians chapter 4. It says, starting in verse 8, "We're hard-pressed on every side, but not crushed, perplexed, but not in despair, persecuted, but not abandoned, struck down, but not destroyed. Therefore, we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we're wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day." God understands the struggle. He understands the feeling of wanting to give up because things are so hard. But He tells us in so many ways, don't give up. 2 Chronicles 15:7 says, "But as for you, be strong and do not give up, for your work will be rewarded." 1 Corinthians 9:24 says, "Do you not know that in a race all the runners run, but only one gets the prize? Run in such a way as to get the prize." You're going to finish strong. You've just got to keep moving forward. I know it's tiring. I know it's tough. But hey, we're running this race together. So let's do this thing. Don't let the circumstances and the situations of life hinder you from moving forward. Find that light, even if it's just a glimmer of light in the darkness that surrounds you, and move toward it. And watch God do something amazing in your life. Wow. You know what? I think maybe you going through this dark spot is actually going to bless somebody else. When you finally reach the light and you're able to tell somebody else who's going through that dark spot you just came through how to get there, there's nothing like that in the world. Wow. So keep moving, okay? Here's Lauren Daigle with "Thank God I Do." Okay, so I came across this online and I'm like, this is like so applicable to me right now. And basically it comes down to this. This graphic says, I'm an adult and I can eat whatever I want, whenever I want. And I wish someone would take this power from me. We could get ourselves in trouble when we have those urges from time to time. Yeah, you probably shouldn't have that sweet stuff right before bed, right? Or, you know, the weird stuff for breakfast. I don't know, maybe you got leftover Salisbury steak from last night. You're like, ooh, you know what? That sounds good for this morning for breakfast. Not necessarily a breakfast food. But the reason why it hits so close to home for me is because, you see, recently we went to Sam and Greg's Pizzeria up in Huntsville. It's in the Courthouse Square, and the place is amazing. They got gelato, and they got some delicious pizza. They've even got like putt-putt up on the second floor. A lot of fun, right? So while we're there, my wife and I, we get this 14-inch deluxe pizza. The thing is loaded with everything but mushrooms. I love mushrooms, but I've developed an allergy to them over the years. Anyway, it was delicious, but we couldn't finish it. So we put it in a little box and we brought it home. That was Friday night. So this morning when I was trying to find something for lunch in the fridge, I saw that pizza box. I opened it up, took a look. Everything looks okay. So I brought it with me. Sure, it's been 4 days. So who knows? It could be delicious lunch or the great pizza cleanse of 2023. We shall see. If you want me to keep you updated, I can. But yeah. Maybe I shouldn't eat it on second thought. Is 4 days too long? Now your word of life. Today it comes to you from 1 John chapter 4, verse 11 in the New Living Translation of the Bible. Dear friends, since God loved us that much, we surely ought to love each other. That's right. I know sometimes it's not so easy because we get on each other's nerves. Most brothers and sisters do. But you know what? We still come together and we're still okay. We make it all right and we keep moving forward. So why don't you share that word of life with somebody today? We've got it ready for you across all of our socials and at the top of our website, 885jfm.com. Speaking of our website, that's a place where you can go to listen to us whenever you're away from your radio or outside of our listening area. It's real easy. Just click that on now button, press play, and you're good to go. We'd love to keep you company wherever you are all day long, like we're doing for some friends over in Helsinki, Finland right now. A good friend is awesome. You've got to have somebody in your corner. This world is kind of a tough place to be without somebody to identify with, right? And I don't know, maybe that good friend for you has become your husband or your wife, and that is awesome. You are living your life with your best friend. And then maybe you have some other friends as well. Some friends that you can kind of confide in, some friends that, I don't know, you can kind of share a few secrets with, keep you kind of accountable. You know what I mean? Yeah, we all need that. But we also need somebody in our life that's going to support us. Somebody that's going to tell us, hey, you know what? Other people might not believe in you, but I do. But you got to remember, with that level of friendship comes the availability of speaking the truth. Because sometimes we just need to hear it. We don't need somebody to tell us what we want to hear all the time. We need them to be truthful. We need them to tell us if they see something wrong that's going on, right? And then we've got to be willing to respond to that. Simon Sinek put it so well. I want you to hear him say it. Take a listen to this.
All you need is one person in your life who says, you got this, I believe in you, and you will find courage and energy to do things that you would not have had before. But more importantly, that person needs to also say, and if everything goes wrong, I will be there for you, and I will be there with you, and I will be in the mud with you, and has the ability to say, something's wrong, I'm worried about you. And I think burnout happens when you're attempting to do all of the things you see other people do and not realize that they have deep, meaningful relationships that you can't see. And you think, falsely, that you have to do it alone. And that's when burnout happens. Because you don't, as an individual, have the energy. But in community and in relationship and in friendship, it's remarkable, including knowing when to just take a little break to recharge.
So do you want to do great things? You've got to have great friendships, strong friendships that help spur you on. Got a story for you coming up about this little guy, only 5 years old, making a huge difference. It's going to touch your heart. So stick around. We'll get into it shortly. Well, a duck walked up to a lemonade stand and said to the man running the stand, hey, got any grapes? You ever heard that song before? The duck wants grapes, but all they have is lemonade. Well, I've got a lemonade stand story coming up right here that's going to knock your socks off. Stick around. I'll share it with you next, right here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. Little kids can really blow your mind. Let me tell you a little bit about Eddie Jewell. You see, this kid, he's not even really in kindergarten yet, but he had an idea. Here's Mom to kind of tell you the process.
We were in Hawaii last week on the Big Island, and we heard about the fires in Maui. And we had also been in Lahaina back in January. So we talked a lot about what was happening and the fires. And then on a family walk on Thursday night, he was like, Mom, maybe we can do one of those stands. It took me a minute, and he was like, a lemonade stand, you know, and I could sell food and popsicles.
We're selling popsicles and some toys, sparkling water, suckers, lemonade.
Such a big heart this little one has, and he didn't know how many people would turn up. Everything on the menu was $1, but do you know how many people showed up? This is the part that's going to blow your mind.
Well, I was hoping he'd make maybe $100 if everything went well, and we were shocked at how generous everybody was. With our matching donations, it becomes $16,500.
You heard that right. Over 16 grand to help the people who were affected by those fires. And this little guy, he has a tenacity that knows no bounds. And you know, he's a lot like all of our littles around here. They have big ideas and big imaginations, and they have such huge hearts, and they want to do for their friends and for strangers even. And all they need is a little support. And you never know how far it'll go. So I just wanted to share that story to inspire all of our littles listening to the radio right now that they can make a huge impact in this world. Wow, how cool is that? Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. Now stick around. I got a car line competition coming up. Say it with me in 3, 2, 1. Give me the horn. That's right. Now let's go ahead and crank that engine, shall we? Now let's start the music so I can say, hey everybody, it's time to play the car line competition. It's your chance to win some gift cards this morning. 3 to be exact. 1 to Wendy's, 1 to Albertville Home Bakery, and 1 to the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab. So you know how this works, right? I ask a question, give you the cue to call. You call me first and answer it correctly. You win 3. 1 to keep, 2 to give away. So let's get to it, shall we? First question in this car line competition. What is the 6th word of the Lord's Prayer? Is it A, hallowed, B, art, C, heaven, or D, Father? 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Again, which is the 6th word of the Lord's Prayer? Is it A, hallowed, B, art, C, heaven, or D, Father? 256-505-0885 is a number to call, and I'm waiting on your call right now. Here's some great music, put you in a great headspace, get you happy this morning. Oh, there's my caller. I'm going to capture it. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. Yeah. So what's on the agenda for today?
Well, I'm actually driving to work today.
Okay. Where do you work?
I work in Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Close to the airport, yes.
Whoa, okay. Yeah, I noticed that 205 area code. I'm like, oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you so much for listening this morning. I got a question for you that might just land you some gift cards. You ready to play?
Right. I'm ready.
All right. Do you know the Lord's Prayer?
I do.
All right. What is the 6th word of the Lord's Prayer? Is it hallowed, art, heaven, or Father?
It's heaven.
Oh, you know what? You are absolutely correct. Congratulations. Yes.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. So how long do you think that you have had that Lord's Prayer memorized?
I've had it memorized since I was a teenager, so that's actually been about 40 years.
Whoa, that's a while, but it's been in there. You've dedicated it to your memory, and it's just part of you, isn't it?
Yeah, it was actually something that my mom and I, when she was bedridden, and so for about a year, my mom and I used to say that almost every night together.
Wow, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, could I ask you a question?
Yeah, sure.
Was Mom able to get out of the bed, or did she go on to heaven?
She went on to heaven.
I got you.
But I would not change that time that I had with her for anything in the world. So my sister and I took care of her, and that was one of our special things, to say the Lord's Prayer every night.
Wow, that is awesome. And what a reunion it's going to be when you finally see her again.
Absolutely.
Oh. All right. Now, here are a couple more questions I need to ask. With this car line competition, we want you to keep one of these gift cards, give the other 2 away to 2 very special people. Who are those 2 very special people for you?
They would probably be both of my sons.
Oh, tell me their names.
Yeah. Their name is Jonathan and Jarrell.
What's special about that Jonathan guy?
He is a police officer.
Wow.
So he in my prayers every day, and then my other son is a firefighter.
Whoa, 2 public servants. Goodness.
Yeah, and then my husband's in the military, so we have the whole thing.
Wow, a family with such a big heart. Goodness. Thank you so much for sharing some love here on the radio, and thanks for listening.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you, guys. Appreciate your show.
All right, thank you. Have a great day, and I'll get these in the mail.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye. Patty, that was so much fun. Whoa, really, what a big heart the whole family has public servants, and military, and it's just so cool. You just never know who you're going to talk with here on the car line competition, but I'm here for it. I love this thing. So let's get it going again, shall we? I got another question here. It could land you 3 gift cards like Patty just won, so let's do this thing. What logo is associated with the film and television production company of MGM? Is it a lion, a leopard, a panther, or a tiger? 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, what logo is associated with the film and television production company MGM? Is it a lion, a leopard, a panther, or a tiger? 256-505-0885. All right, I got my caller. Stay on the phone line with me while I start this next song. It's Christian Paul, and yes, I am. The questions are kind of all over the place because it's a trivia game, so you never know what I'm going to ask about. It could be about an animal or a word. It could be about the Lord's Prayer, like it was just a few minutes ago, or it could be about a film and production company called MGM, not GM. Whoa, that was weird. Anyway, MGM. So I asked you, what is the mascot? What's the logo? What kind of animal is that thing that's roaring on those right before the movie comes on? And I got an answer. Morning, bud.
It's a lion.
It is a lion. Congratulations, sir. You just won 3 gift cards.
Unravel more.
All right, man. We can do that. And just like that, it just became not 3 gift cards, but 6 gift cards. So let's do this thing. I got another question here that might just land you all 6 of those puppies. Are you ready to play? All right, here we go. Here is your question. Olfactophobia is a fear of what? Noses, the elderly, smells, or factories? 256-505-0885 is a number to call. Again, olfactophobia is a fear of what? Noses, the elderly, smells, or factories? I've already got my caller. Stay on the phone line with me. See if we can get you all 6 of these gift cards. Here is CeCe Winans with I've Got Joy. Good morning.
Good morning.
How's it going?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right. What's your name?
Zoe.
All right, Zoe. Are you looking forward to school today?
Not really. I'm just looking for my volleyball game we have today.
Looking forward to what that you have today?
My volleyball game.
Oh, very cool. All right. A volleyball game. Now, how old are you, Zoe?
I'm 14.
14. All right. So how's the season going so far for volleyball?
We haven't lost a game yet.
Yay! So I hope you win tonight. That would be awesome. And I hope you win right now because that would be awesome too. You're about to win 6 gift cards if you can get this right. So if you've studied anything about science and the human body, anatomy, physiology, olfactory senses are something that you're probably familiar with. So keep that in mind. Olfactophobia is a fear of what? Noses, the elderly, smells, or factories?
Smells?
Smells is correct. Congratulations, Zoe. You just won 6 gift cards. What do you think about that?
I'm happy, but I want to bless somebody else today, and I want to pass them on.
So all 6 of those are going over to the next person.
Yep.
Whoa, Zoe, such a big heart you have. Gonna bless somebody's socks off. While I got you on the phone, could you tell me about 2 very special people that mean a lot to you?
I want to shout out my mom because she helps me a lot throughout my entire life. She's helped me. And when I need something or I want something, I usually go to her. And the other person I want to shout out is probably my papa. And while he spoils every single one of us, he is a very sweet man, and he tries his best to get us places, to get us what we want. And I just love him very much.
Wow. A lot of love being shared on the radio. Zoe, I think you rock. Have a wonderful day at school, and thanks for sharing the love.
Thank you. You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
You heard that right. So I think officially what we have on our hands right here is a little bit of a train. That's right. Not 6 gift cards, but 9 gift cards up for grabs if you can answer this question right here. Zoe, thank you for that. How long did George Washington reside at the White House? A, not at all. B, 4 years. C, 8 years. Or D, 2 years. 256-505-0885 is the number to call. Again, how long did George Washington reside at the White House? Was it A, not at all, B, 4 years, C, 8 years, or D, 2 years? The number to call? Oh, I've already got my caller. Stay on the phone line with me while I start this next song, or actually this business and ministry impact partner break, and I'll get your answer. Good morning.
Hey,
Hey, what's your name?
Melissa.
Hey, Melissa, what's going on?
Oh, just sitting in this car line waiting to drop these grandbabies off.
Okay. How many grandbabies you got in there?
6.
Oh, my goodness. You might as well be driving the school bus.
No.
Awesome. Well, hey, I got a question for you. This could land you 9 gift cards. I don't know how well you're brushed up on your American history, but we're talking about presidents. You think you're good?
Yes.
All right. Here we go. Here's your question. How long did George Washington reside at the White House? Was it A, not at all, B, 4 years, C, 8 years, or D, 2 years?
Not at all.
That's exactly right. A very smart grandma.
Yay!
Congratulations. Whoa, 9 gift cards coming your way. Good. You could give 6 of them just to the grandkids. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Yes.
Oh, so cool. So could you tell me about 2 people that really mean a lot to you today?
My grandmother.
Okay.
Yes. My Mimi. She is the most godly woman I've ever had in my life, and she is just amazing. Her name is Ines, and she's heavenly.
Yeah.
And then my stepdad, Mike. He is the best thing that ever happened to my mom.
Wow. That's awesome. Sounds like you got some pretty amazing people in your life.
I'm very blessed.
Yeah.
Yes.
I got you. Well, thank you for sharing the love here on the radio. All right, so let me grab your address real quick so I can get these gift cards sent your way. Got it. One last question for you.
Yes.
Why do you like this radio station?
First of all, I love you.
Oh.
You just uplift me every morning.
Thank you.
Music is awesome. It's just, I just love everything about it, especially you.
Oh, thank you. That really means a lot. You seriously don't know how much that means to me. So thank you for those kind words, and thank you for listening.
You seriously don't know how much your station means to me. I have rough days. I had a son that passed away 2.5 years ago. And your station has been a lifesaver. Thank you.
You're very welcome. I'm so glad that we can help make your day a little better. We can encourage you, inspire you, and let you know, hey, this is not the end. Keep moving forward, right?
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
Have a wonderful day, and I'll get these in the mail.
Hey, thank you. I appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Whoa, what a call. Melissa, thank you so much for calling me today. And I'm so glad that you won all 9 gift cards. It's so much fun playing this car line competition. Now, I do have to address something because you're like, Steven, wasn't George Washington the first president? Don't all of our presidents live in the White House? Well, here is your little factoid for the day. Although President Washington oversaw the construction of the White House, he never lived in it. It wasn't until 1800, when the White House was nearly completed, that its first resident, President John Adams, and his wife Abigail moved in. Since that time, each president has made his own changes and additions. So there you go. A little something that you might have forgotten since history class. Hey, I love doing this car line competition. Tell you what, we'll do it again tomorrow starting at 7 o'clock, okay? There's a little something we do on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and it's giving away some water park passes. You want to win? Stick around. I'll give you a chance at the top of the hour. It's 8 o'clock on a Tuesday. You know what that means, right? It's time to give away some Point Mallard water park passes. A family 4-pack to be exact. Are you going to be able to win them? Well, we're about to find out because you got to do a little something for me. So, usually I keep this to like duck facts, but I've kind of run out of these duck facts, so we're going to go the old riddle me this way. So here we go. Your riddle. This is going to be fun. This is a really good one. I'm kind of happy about this one. I think it's going to take a little while to get to the answer. So here we go. What can you put between a 4 and a 5 so that the result is more than 4, but less than 5. The number's 256-505-0885. I'm waiting on your call right now. Again, what can you put between 4 and 5 so that the result is more than 4, but less than 5? The number to call, 256-505-0885. I love this question because it takes us back to math class. You know, all those fractions and percentages, all those tenths and hundredths and thousandths and 10,000ths and tangent and cotangent and sine and cosine and all that stuff. Geometry. Let's see, what other kind of things can we talk about? Grams and, how about centigrams and decigrams and kilograms and all the grams, not the Instagrams. 256-505-0885. What can you put between 4 and 5 so the result is more than 4 but less than 5? And here is my brave caller now. I'm going to capture that call. Stay on the phone line. I'm about to ask you this question. We're going to see if we can give you some Point Mallard water park passes, so stick around. Here's Rachel Lampa, Somebody to You. Are you feeling lucky?
Yes.
You are. What's your name?
Aaliyah Jolly.
Aaliyah Jolly. Feeling lucky. Was an ace in math class, right? That was like your favorite subject.
Yep.
Really? Seriously?
Yeah.
Oh, this is right up your alley then. Okay, here we go. Now, 4 water park passes, a family 4-pack to Point Mallard rides on this. No pressure. What can you put between 4 and 5 so that the result is more than 4 but less than 5?
A decimal.
Congratulations! You are a math whiz. You just won a family 4-pack. What do you think about that?
Good.
I think it's good too. Wow, so who do you think you're going to take with you?
I don't know.
Okay, well, as 3 people you can take along. So tell me a little bit about yourself. What are you up to today?
I'm headed to school.
Headed to school. What grade are you in?
7th.
How old are you?
11.
11. Okay, so do you do any extracurriculars? Do you like sports or music?
Volleyball.
Volleyball, very good. All right, so I guess you're at that stage where you can kind of, you're a particular position. You play a particular position on the court, right?
Defense.
Defense, very cool. So can you get up there and spike the ball?
Yeah.
Nice. All right, so I'm sure that your team is doing pretty well this year, right?
Yes.
All right, what school do you go to?
Marshall Christian.
Marshall Christian, very good. All right, well, thank you so much for calling. I have got to grab your address real quick, and I will get these passes sent your way. Sound good?
Mm-hmm.
All right, last question, Aaliyah. Why do you listen to this radio station?
For the music.
Cool. I'm glad that you listen. You're the reason why we're here. Have a great day at school, okay?
Okay.
All right, bye.
Bye.
So much fun giving away water park passes, and guess what? This is the last week I can do this because the water park places, well, they're closing their water parks on, well, the day after Labor Day. So we've got until Monday to use these things. So I've got one more family 4-pack to give away on Thursday. That's going to be a blast. But tomorrow, I've got Lake Winnie passes to give away as well. So be listening in the 8 o'clock hour for your chance to win. Plus, if you didn't know, I do this thing at 7 o'clock called the Carline Competition. It's your chance to win some gift cards, 3 to be exact. 1 to Wendy's, 1 to the Caring Heart Thrift Store in Arab, and 1 to Albertville Home Bakery. So 1 to keep, 2 to give away. It's a lot of fun as well. That's in the 7 o'clock hour. But hey, it's been a blast all summer long giving away water park passes. I mean, come on. Making memories with the family at the water park. You remember those for the rest of your life, you know? So we're just trying to make your day, your summer, just a little bit better. And yeah, I know it's like the unofficial end of summer is coming up on Labor Day, but did you know we have until like September 28th until it's actually done? So we can stretch the summer out a little further if we want to. Hey, thanks for hanging out. This is Pastor Kelly K from Kelly K Ministries. This is so good. Take a listen.
Can I show you something in the Bible today you may have never noticed before? Have you ever heard people try to explain the Bible this way? The Old Testament is Jesus concealed, and the New Testament is Jesus revealed. What this means is every story in the Bible essentially is about Jesus in one way or another. Now, sometimes it's very easy to see, like the story of Jonah or Abraham offering his son as a sacrifice. But can I show you one today you might not have fully recognized? I'm talking about the story of Noah. This story may actually be the greatest picture of all time in seeing Jesus represented in the Old Testament. Let me show you. The first thing you need to know, though, is that ultimately Jesus is the main character of every story. And that is 100% true about the story of Noah. No way, Kelly. Clearly Noah is the main character of the story of Noah. Oh, really? If you were to ask a child, or anyone for that matter, to draw a picture of Noah, what would they draw to signify it was Noah? Now, if you say an old man with a beard, that could be Abraham or Moses or anyone in the Bible. We don't know what those dudes look like. They're all old with beards. Then maybe you would say add a rainbow with the old guy. But now you just got an old guy with a rainbow. To really drive your point home that this man is Noah, you would add a boat. You see, the main character in the story of Noah isn't Noah at all. It's the ark. And upon closer inspection, I'm about to show you the ark is actually a picture of Jesus, thus making Jesus the main character in the story of Noah. First, what was the purpose of the ark? To save Noah and his family from the wrath of God because of sin. Does that sound familiar? Jesus is our Savior from the wrath of God because of sin. Understand, because of Jesus, we get to experience all the love of God without any of the wrath of God, if we choose to follow His Son, Jesus. That's why in Scripture, when Jesus was born, the angels proclaim, now that Jesus is here, peace on earth and goodwill towards men. If you've ever wondered why God seems so harsh in the Old Testament and so loving in the New, there you have it. Jesus satisfied the wrath of God on the cross. Oh, that's good news. And if for some reason you want to say the wrath of God was not satisfied on the cross, go read Isaiah 53 and then give me a call. But it gets so much better. Genesis 6:14 says, make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark and cover it inside and out with pitch. You see, gopher wood is cypress, which will not rot, and pitch is tar. But what's interesting to note here, the word used for pitch in this verse is not the usual word for pitch. This word is translated in the rest of the Bible as atonement. You see, the water was God's judgment, and not one drop could come through. Jesus Christ is the atonement for our sins. And in Him, no judgment can get to you. That's so good. But let's keep going. When we read the instructions God gave Noah to build the ark, did you ever notice something kind of strange? God never told him to add a rudder or a steering wheel or even a sail. I think those things are kind of important on a boat. So what does that mean? It means Noah had no control. God is driving this ship. Just like when we give our lives to Jesus, we should hand over total and complete control. You see, when Noah stepped into the ark, he was saying, okay, God, I give you complete and total control of my life. I trust your plan. Now, I bet anything, it felt scary at times, just like it does for us. But Noah was fully convinced that God's plan is perfect, and you should be too. And for the last one, let's look at the door. In the specifications on building the ark, God only had Noah build one door. There was only one way to be saved. And the same goes for you and me. You've got to come through Jesus. In John 14:6, Jesus says, I am the way and the truth and the life. No one comes to the Father except through me. You see, the truth is there are a lot of ways to come to Jesus. You can hear about him from a friend, at church, on TV, the radio. Everyone's heard of Jesus these days. Just like there were lots of people that saw the ark. I'm sure people came from miles around to look at this thing, but there was only one way in. You see, there may be many ways to find out who Jesus is, but there's only one way to get to his Father. And that's by entering into a relationship with Jesus yourself. You gotta get in. You see, there were so many people that saw the ark. They were close to it, but only the ones that got in were saved. You see, Noah himself couldn't even close the door. God did it. There will come a time when that door is closed, when there's no longer an option for salvation. You see, the way that door closes for us is one of two ways. If you die without accepting Jesus into your life, that door is closed. Or if Jesus returns before you accept him as your Lord and Savior, that door is closed. Now, I don't know which one is going to happen first for you, but it will happen. And if you haven't entered into that personal relationship with Jesus, you will be like so many others that watched as Noah and his family were saved, and they were not. But let me encourage you today. The good news is, if you're watching this right now, there is still time to get in. You see, the ultimate point of this message today is this. Jesus is the main character of every story, yours included. Evaluate your life today. Have you allowed Jesus to be the main character of your story? Or is he just the sidekick and companion to everything you want to do? It's time today to give Jesus full and total control. Trust that his plan for your life is so much better than yours ever could have been. Enter into relationship with him today. Because when your story becomes history, your story becomes his story. And that, my friends, is the greatest story ever told. And think about that for a minute.
He does such a great job of explaining that so well. And I want to follow it up. He said if you've never made that decision before, it's time to do it. Maybe you feel a little tugging on your heart right now. Like, I don't know, like you're being drawn toward this idea of giving your heart to Jesus, of coming into that ark, of being saved, of receiving salvation. I want to tell you, this phone line is always open. I would love to pray with you. My number is 256-505-0885. You can make that decision right now. Call me up. Let's talk. 256-505-0885. I just wanted to give you the chance. Here's Benjamin William Hastings. But that's the thing about praise. Well, we've got a lot of students back in school. I get it. It's kind of old news now. The school year has started. But for a lot of our students, it's just now starting. Those college kids, that year starts a little later than our high school, middle school, and elementary kids. So there are some tips and tricks I want to pass along to help those college students deal with this first year away from home. It can be tough. So stick around and I'll have some tips and tricks coming up here on the show. You've got to hear these. They're so good. But first, more great music for you. Torrin Wells, When We Pray, right here on the Lifeline on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. 88.5 JFM, good morning.
Hey, good morning. This is Richard. I was wanting to know if you'd do me a favor.
What you need, Richard?
Would you play that song, Sunday's Coming?
Yeah, I can play that for you, man. How's everything going?
Doing good. Had a good weekend. We went to Point Mallard Saturday. Tickets we won.
Very cool.
Yeah, then Sunday night we went to wrestling.
Wow, I saw those pictures on Facebook. Looked like it was a blast.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it was.
Now, I was looking through my Facebook yesterday, and I found a picture of Hulk Hogan back before he went by the name Hulk Hogan. It was something else, man.
Oh, okay.
That was a ways back. I guess he would be my favorite wrestler of all time. Who's yours?
Oh, yeah. Undertaker.
Undertaker. Oh, yeah. He's still around, too, isn't he?
Yeah. He's retired now, though.
Yeah, I got you, man. Well, cool. Yeah, I'll be glad to play that song for you. And thanks for the update. Glad you guys had a blast at Point Mallard.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, all right. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Have a great day.
Bye-bye. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye. How much fun was that? Yes, I'll be glad to play that song for you, but not before I do one of my little impressions. I really like this guy, too. You'll still see his likeness on the Slim Jim containers on the counter at the gas station. Mm-hmm. Macho Man Randy Savage. He goes, oh, yeah, gotta snap into a Slim Jim. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Here's Zach Williams with that requested song. Sunday's coming, brother. And you too can request a song listening to the podcast. Just listen to us live on 88.5 JFM. Find us at 885jfm.com. Click that On Now button, press play. And I'm live between 6 and 10 a.m. Central Time. So I'd love to take your request too, okay? The number to call is 256-505-0885. Thanks for listening to the podcast. Here we are, another brand new school year, and there are some college students who just got settled in, who are just going to their first classes, and it's a little bit of a shock to the system because, let's be honest, college is nothing like high school. I remember being there. There are some tips and tricks to help you deal with this first year, and I want to share them with you. So whether you're at a local college or university like, I don't know, Wallace State or Sneed State or maybe Calhoun, or we can't forget Northeast. Now, how about Jacksonville State, Gadsden State? Goodness, the list goes on and on. No matter where you are, these can really help. So tip number 1, this is going to be tough. Deal with homesickness. The truth is, most college freshmen struggle with it, with evidence showing that 66% of first-year students report feeling homesick during the first 2 years on campus. So homesickness really means those feelings of loss and grief that you feel away from your friends, your family, your normal environment. Well, the symptoms may be so severe that it mimics depression. Prolonged sadness can interfere with your ability to attend college and affect your academic performance. So the first step in dealing with homesickness is recognizing that the feelings are normal and will go away with time. What you got to do to deal with it is really get out of your room and interact with other students. Don't ignore opportunities for those evening walks or a swim. And while you're out of your room, explore your surroundings. One of the most effective ways to familiarize yourself with the college environment and ease that transition to campus life is by going out and just exploring. Attend classes, seminars, participate in group discussions, and be open to different interactions. You won't have the bad experience of getting lost on your way to the library or exam room. Plus, evidence shows that the outdoors is good for mental and physical health. Hey, that's just 2 of the tips that I have to share with you. Stick around, we'll share some more of them later on in the show. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show on your 88.5 JFM, making your day and your transition to college campus life better. There's just something about that song that makes me happy too. Thank you, Jimmy, for requesting that one. And I thought, since I'm playing some Jason Crabb, that's him with his family, the Crabb family, a little Southern gospel song there, I figure I'll play his most recent release to contemporary Christian music, and that is Do It For You. Take a listen.
If I'm only here to tell you one story, it's that God can work anything for good. The way that he...
Earlier on in the show, we started with a little list of tips and tricks on how to, acclimate yourself to the college campus life. If this is your first year in college, it can be a shock to the system, right? Because, you don't have your friends and family around you in that normal environment anymore. So we've already covered how homesickness can be a big deal and how to combat that. But what's next? Well, let me tell you, this is something I really struggled with, but I had to learn it quick, and that is get more organized. Why? Because college life is a lot less structured than high school. So many students struggle to keep up with the demands of being on campus, and lectures will offer you the framework for your schedule, but you'll still need to work on your organizational skills and balance your personal and academic commitments. So being organized won't give you more hours in a day, but it can reduce some of the time pressure by making it easier to get things done. It takes a little bit of the stress off, so you accomplish tasks a little more effectively when you're more organized, freeing up space for studying and for fun. So what's the first step in getting more organized for college? Well, you got to declutter your study space. According to research, clutter is distracting and it exhausts your brain. So start getting more organized by clearing your work surface of files and books and loose papers that might distract you and diminish your focus. Cool. So get more organized. It's a little easier said than done, but tell you what, I'll make sure you can get a hold of this article when I'm done with it on the radio so you can kind of take a deeper dive into it, because I'm kind of just brushing the surface. The next step is prioritize sleep. I know you're young, you feel like, I don't need sleep, I'll sleep when I'm dead. No, let me tell you that the more fatigued your brain is, the less likely you are to remember all those facts and figures that you've got to remember for the test. And so those grades can really suffer if you don't prioritize that sleep. Get into a pattern, a sleep schedule, and stick to it. Yeah, sure, you can kind of variate from time to time, but you need your sleep. You probably don't think you do right now, but I guarantee you need the sleep. Time management is a huge one too. You've got to make sure you give yourself enough time to get from classroom to classroom, especially if your next class is across campus. Yeah, that's never a lot of fun. So factor in a little extra transition time between those classes, and that's going to help you out as well. Well, that's enough. Back to the music that you love. Well, those tips and tricks we were just talking about college life and how to ease that transition. I put them over on our 88.5 JFM's Come Together Facebook group and on our regular Facebook page as well. So go check them out. And if you know a freshman in college, maybe share them with them, and it'll make their transition a little smoother. Thanks for hanging out with me. I saw this, and as soon as I saw it, I knew I had to share it with you. So this is what it says. Come home and bring your laundry. Just come home. I don't understand the whole I got them to 18 method as a parent. Having my children is a lifetime commitment. Maybe I'm just different, but I want my kids to come take groceries and toilet paper out of my cabinets when they're 27. I want them to stop for dinner when it's their favorite meal at age 34. I want to watch their eyes sparkle when they're opening gifts they wanted for Christmas at 48. I want them to know I'm one call away, and it doesn't stop at age 18. They are forever my kids, not temporary assignments. Always come home. Wow. That baby of yours is always going to be your baby, no matter how old they get. How does that set in your heart? It almost brings tears to my eyes because, I'm just in the beginning of this whole thing of having a kid. My little girl is almost 9 years old. I've got a lifetime of looking forward to milestones and watching her grow up and, sure, get married and have kids of her own. And I just, I don't want to rush it. At the same time, I'm the same way this lady is. I don't care how old she is. I want to see her every chance I get, So yeah, you got dirty laundry, bring it with you. We'll make sure it gets washed. You need some groceries? We'll hook you up. We got you, no matter how old you are. Oh, I love that. I just had to share it with you. Thanks for hanging out with me here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I want you to stick around because I have just a heart-touching story about how Izzy is keeping her grandfather's memory alive in a really cool way. You're going to love this. Right here on the Lifeline, on your 88.5 JFM, making your day better. Loss is hard, but there are some ways that you can keep that loved one's memory alive. And sure, it's through pictures. Yeah, those photo albums, pictures, videos maybe saved to your computer or your smartphone. And of course, there's voicemails where you get to hear their voice again. You probably never delete those voicemails because it's so special, right? But there's some other really creative ways to keep that memory alive too. And one way it just happened, to my mother-in-law. You see, a while back, she lost her husband, Mike, and it was tough, a tough time for the whole family. But there's one thing that Mike was known for. At his church, he had this amazing collection of ties. And you see the ministry that Marcia has been a part of there at Union Chapel. Well, they make prayer shawls. It's this ministry that just reaches out and touches people that are really dealing with loss and grief or maybe dealing with medical issues. These prayer cloths, these prayer shawls that they make, they're just a little extra source of comfort, Well, the ladies decided they wanted to do something special for Marcia, so they took some of Mike's old ties, asked Marcia for a few of them, and said, hey, we've got a project we're working on. And they made one of the most beautiful patchwork quilts out of pieces of his ties. And Marcia got one of those quilt hangers you can actually put on the wall. And she's got it in her entryway. It stands right there on the wall where she can see it and be reminded of Mike. It's a cool way, so creative, of keeping that memory alive. And when I saw this story, it automatically made me think of that. But there's this girl, her name is Issy. Now, she doesn't live here in the States. She lives across the pond, but what she does is very similar to what those ladies did for Marcia. You see, she has been taking some of her granddad's old clothes and she has been upcycling them. What exactly does that mean? Well, she's not wearing, a plaid dress shirt because you can't do that as a lady. She takes pieces of these garments and she cuts and she sews and she makes new garments, new accessories, right? That she can wear on a daily basis to remind herself of her grandma or her grandpa. And I think it's neat because it's getting so much attention right now over on TikTok. This girl's got 233,000 followers, but she's got 5.5 million likes because so many people can identify with what she's doing because loss is hard. And so being able to remember your loved one through a really creative way like that is so cool. So you can check her out for yourself if you'd like. Her handle is handmade.by Issy, ISSY. That's how you can find her over on TikTok. It's a really cool channel. And she does tips and tricks and how to sew and crochet this and that. And she's using her granddad's old clothes to upcycle. How neat is that? Just had to share it with you. Well, hey, that's going to wrap it up for me today here on the Lifeline Morning Show. I hope you have an amazing rest of your day. And I can't wait to see you tomorrow. Remember, we'll have a car line competition, and we'll be giving away some Lake Winnie water park passes as well. So I hope you'll be listening, and I hope you can win, because these will be the last Lake Winnie water park passes I'll be giving out this year. It's hard to believe. Summer's almost over. Well, hey, stick around. Got some great music for you, and some people to remind you that, you know what? You're not alone. We're all in this thing together. So keep it locked in here to 88.5 JFM, or stream us at 885jfm.com.